I will not give my life, and I know I'll get no justice here, so I will let the gods decide my fate. I demand a trial by combat.
Last episode demonstrated that anything is possible with these fights. Even when we're in these low-level brackets of the meek, the forgotten, the outcasts, they can still surprise us and demonstrate extraordinary skill and bravery beyond what we thought they were capable of. This episode, we're searching for a level 0 champion. Let's jump right into the level 0 bracket and see who's our first combatant, the Crab Catcher. And their challenger, Pugwampy. Pugwampy? Pugwampy. The Pugwampy is equipped with a short bow, a short sword, an unlucky aura, and bad hearing. The Crab Catcher is a mostly aquatic creature. We're taking this to the water arena. Here we have our water arena. This is just meant to give the aquatic creatures a fighting chance because they're really designed to at least have access to water. And it's a nice balance because it has this land portion in the middle, it has debris throughout the water, and it also has, of course, the outer perimeter. Pugwampy goes first. Pugwampy can get right up into the center with 2 actions, and is going to take a shot of his short bow for his 3rd action. That's a hit, 1 damage. Crabcatcher is going to use 2 actions to swim right up onto here. You're going in that crab pot, boy. Now she has to make a save against the Unluck Aura. It's a will save, but it's not normal. She has to roll twice. Failure on the first one. She had to roll twice and take the worst one, but it doesn't even matter. This is a devastating debuff, actually. She now has to take the worst result every time. Last action, she's going for that dagger. Miss by 4. Automatically applies that misfortune effect. Pugwampy's going to try to send a short bow straight to the face. Critical miss. Is going to take 1 action to skirmish away and 1 action to fire again. That's a hit, 5 damage. Crabcatcher's going to give chase. Misses. That misfortune effect is just brutal. And is actually going to use her last action to pop in the water, so she can have access to her reaction, swim away, giving her extra AC. Pugwampy just laughing, taunting the crab catcher, is going to take another shot. That's a critical hit, 18. Oh my gods. Pugwampy moves on. That misfortune aura is incredibly powerful. Can anybody challenge the Pugwampy? A leaf leshy. Leaf leshy is a living plant. They have speak with plants, very useful for this fight. And they can turn into a tree indefinitely. Very useful for disguising themselves, not so useful in this fight. But they have an exploding seed pod strike, so they should be able to do some damage if they can get in range. Leaf Leshy goes first. Leaf Leshy just gliding forward, seeing a bow in their opponent's hand, has to close the gap. Pugwampy, though, can start taking those pot shots. Hits on the first attack, 5 damage to the Leaf Leshy. Second attack misses. Third attack misses by 3. The Leaf Leshy actually has AC 18, pretty high. Pugwampy only has 14. Leshy gliding in with 1 action. Perfectly within 30-foot range for its pod attack. Critical hit, 4 damage. Taste of your own medicine, Pugwampy. The seed pod explodes. Pugwampy has to make a fortitude save. Makes it, unfortunately. Sending out another seed pod. Misses by 5. Pugwampy closing the gap to force the Leshy to save against its aura, just taunting it. Leshy fails on the first roll. That's even worse on the second roll. It's stuck with misfortune now. 2 actions left. 1 short bow attack hits. Second arrow hits, 4 more damage. Leshy's looking rough. Not very strong with the spear attack. Leshy has no real choice but to throw more seed pods. Hits! 6 damage. Pugwampy fails the fortitude save. Pugwampy's deafened for 1 round. And the Leshy get lucky. Second attack miss. Third attack critical miss. Pugwampy sending the arrows flying, hits. Hits, critical hit again, just like last round, 11 damage. Leshy is dead. Pugwampy moves on, ending 2 creatures with 2 critical hits. We need someone to challenge them, unless they take it all the way to the end. Sharpshooter. This is incredibly promising. A sharpshooter with a crossbow that outranges the Pugwampy short bow. However, she also has light blindness, meaning she's permanently dazzled as long as she's in bright light. Pugwampy goes first. It's going to take 2 actions up and begin dueling. First attack misses. Sharpshooter's turn. I wish I could have put her over on the darker side, but Pugwampy was starting there. against the leaf fleshy. It's only fair. That's the way the cookie crumbles. He's gonna take her first action, try to get a shot off, has to make that concealed flat check. Fails. First shot is a whiff. Going to try to make for the shadow over here. One action move, one action reload. Pugwampy rushing in, smelling weakness, gets her in his unlucky aura. He has to roll that will save. First one makes it, has to reroll and keep the lower result. Second one fails. That's just so powerful. That's just so busted. Pugwampy's last action, take that shot. Critical hit! No, it can't be possible. 20 damage in one hit. Sharpshooter's dead, blinded by the light, and unlucky. This Pugwampy cannot keep just critting like this and winning. A Grindilo. Grindilo is a super cool creature. It has a 10-foot land speed, 25-foot swim speed, so sort of like a hybrid. Has a spear that it wields, tentacles that can grab and propulse itself through the water, and take a reactive strike. Can he defeat the current critting reigning champion, the unstoppable, unlucky Pugwampy? Pugwampy goes first, getting to the center again to begin taking its shots. First shot is a critical hit. You've gotta be kidding me. 4 damage. Grindilo's gonna swim right up, get on right up in its face. Has to save against that unlucky aura though, and fails. That move's unbelievable. With its last action, actually gonna try to grapple the Pugwampy and keep it close, sensing it's pretty skittish and likes to keep a distance. Success, even with misfortune, by 1. That is incredible luck. Pugwampy's turn. Pugwampy going to go ahead and make an acrobatics check to try and escape. Critically fails. Can't even attempt to escape again until next turn. Is it over for you, Pugwampy? Is this it? Pugwampy's going to do what he normally does and try to take a point-blank bow shot, unaware that it triggers a reactive strike. The tentacles hit, 5 damage. Bow shot goes off, hits, 2 damage. Can't attempt to escape, so gonna do it one more time. Actually, no, after getting hit in the face for doing that, going to go ahead and use its last action to switch to its short sword. Incredible luck so far from the Grindilo, but still has to deal with the misfortune aura. Grindilo gonna go for gold here and do a bite attack. Hits, 7 damage. Second attack going for those tentacles. Hits, 3 damage. Gonna use its last action to activate grab on top of those tentacles. Success with the grabbed. You're grabbed again, my friend, until the end of Grindilo's next turn. Pugwampy switched to the short sword. First gonna attempt to escape. Fails. Then gonna slash with his short sword. Hits, 1 damage. Gonna try to do it again. Miss. It's in a tight spot. Can you finish the job, Grindilo? Bite attack. Hits, 5 damage. Pugwampy is defeated. Grindilo moves on. I'm so glad the Pugwampy got his comeuppance. He had a great run though. You gotta hand it to them. Spider Swarm. The water arena makes it pretty much impossible for the Spider Swarm to function. So we're gonna have to do the land arena, even though the Grindilo will be a little slower. Spider Swarm is a large creature, terrifying, has to occupy the space to activate its swarming bite action. Also comes with a poison. Grindilo goes first. Just gonna move up with all 3 actions. Spider Swarm approaches. That is just terrifying. Imagine seeing that. Grindilo's gonna step back a little and ready an action to throw its spear. Spider Swarm approaches. Spear throw goes off. That's a critical hit with the spear on the Spider Swarm's approach. Spider Swarm takes 5 damage. Incredible hit. Spider Swarm though has one more action to use swarming bites. Grindilo fails the save by 1. Taking 3 damage, makes the save against the Spider Swarm Venom. Grindilo's in a bit of a potential bind, gonna lash out with its bite attack, just biting the spiders, I guess. Hits, 5 damage, but Spider Swarm takes none with its resistances. Tentacles miss, going to back away with 1 action. Grindilo's probably gonna need a critical hit to do any damage. Spider Swarm 1 action move, 2 actions to do swarming bites. Grindilo makes the first save, takes half damage, 1 damage. Makes the second save, half damage, for 0. Grindilo's best chance is to play for a crit. And that's a crit! Speak of the devil, 3 damage to the Spider Swarm. Second attack, tentacles, miss by 2. 1 action move away, keep the spider using an action to move. Fails the first swarming bites, fails its save on the venom. Takes 1 damage and is enfeebled. Makes its second save against the bites, taking 2 damage. Poisoned, the Grindilo just has to get lucky with those crits. Misses. And misses. Makes it save against the venom at the end of its turn. Makes it save against the first bite, taking no damage. Makes it save against the second bite, taking no damage. Hits with the bite, the Grindylow, but no damage from the resistance. It's a bit of a stalemate here. Misses with the tentacles, backs up. The spider's just pressing the Grindylow against the arena walls. Makes the first save, but still takes half damage on a max damage roll, 2 damage. Makes the second save, no damage. Critical hit from the Grindylow, 10 damage. The Grindylow moves on! From pure crit luck. The Grindylow has a lot of tricks up his sleeve. Can anyone challenge him? A homunculus. This little guy can fly, attack with its jaws, and in those jaws has loaded a single dose of poison that it can reload with an interact action. Grindylow goes first. Grindylow is going to use 2 actions to activate its jet. He can move 60 feet, getting an extra 10 feet of speed for those 2 actions. Can't quite get into spear throwing range, so going to back up a little, waiting in the water for the homunculi to fly to hit. Homunculus has a big fly speed, going right up onto the space for the Grindylow. Hitting with its jaws, 3 damage. Dose of poison goes off. Grindylow fails its save, taking 4 poison damage, and is enfeebled. Grindylow, though, not dealing with a swarm anymore, can try to grab with its tentacles. That's a hit, just 1 damage, but can attempt to grab. That's a success, athletics check just by 1. Homunculus is grabbed. Grindylow's gonna go for that bite, misses just by 1. Rolls to save against the poison, fails. Taking max damage, 6 damage. Grindylow's down to 1 HP. I accidentally had that grab effect on the Grindylow, so that miss by 1 would have hit, dealing 6 damage, but still only 1 HP on the Grindylow. Homunculus's turn. Can he finish the job? Miss by 2. Critical miss by 11. Going to attempt to escape against that grab. Success. Grindylow has to finish the job or else face the poison save again. Misses with the jaws by 1. Misses with the tentacles. Is going to use its last action to swim away to put some space in between them. Rolls its save. Succeeds. Removes the poison. Homunculus giving chase through the water, flying overhead. 1 action move, 1 action attack. Misses by 2. Misses by 10. Critical miss. Grindylow can't take another hit. Hits with the bite, 3 damage. Going to use those 2 actions to jet 60 feet through the water, maximizing his chance of a hit by starting off with his max multi-attack. Homunculus gives chase only with 1 action left. Hits for 1 damage exactly. Homunculus moves on. What an incredible showing that last round. Are we able to have someone to beat the homunculus? A dolphin? No. A riding pony. Homunculus goes first. He can actually fly forward and up 20 feet in the air with all his movement, but it's not hopeless for the pony because the homunculus has no ranged attacks. Pony gonna gallop through. I don't think they'd be smart enough to ready an action on the very first turn, but we'll see next turn. But for now, they're just galloping around. Homunculus going to fly in, swoop down, try to get a big hit off to load that poison. Misses just by 3. Pony wheels around, gonna try to hit with that hoof. Misses. It's gonna activate its gallop and gallop away. It can actually go super far. The pony has a chance here. Homunculus gonna move up. Gonna use 2 actions to ready a jaw bite. Pony has to use 2 actions to gallop in, but first the ready jaw bite goes off. Hits, 3 damage to the pony. Poison was loaded into the horse's flesh, has to make the save. Fails by 1, taking 5 damage. Pony though gets to make its hoof attack. Miss by 3. Homunculus has all the cards right now. Gonna make a jaw attack. Hits, 2 damage. No poison dose left though, has to reload that. Second jaw attack hits, 1 damage, and it's gonna fly straight up in the air. Pony gonna run away in a panic. Use 2 actions to ready a hoof strike to defend itself. Makes its save against the poison. Homunculus is gonna start its turn using an action to reload that poison. Uses 2 actions to swoop in. Pony's hoof goes off though. Hits, 4 damage. But Homunculus gets a critical hit with the jaw, only 2 damage though. Pony makes its save against the poison. Pony really hurt, is just going to go for gold here and go 2 attacks. Hits with the hoof for 4 damage. Misses with the second hoof, going to stride away. Homunculus uses an action to reload that poison, another action to fly up. The jaws hit, that's 3 damage. Homunculus moves on. The homunculus is proving very powerful with that reloadable poison, but can a dolphin defeat him? Our dolphin has a lot of mobility, including a ramming attack with 2 actions. Dolphin goes first. With ramming speed activated, Dolphin gets to swim twice up to 120 feet, easily closing the distance on the first turn, ending it with a snout attack, which hits handily 6 damage right off the bat. Homunculus has to make a fortitude save. Makes it, so isn't slowed. The attack was part of those 2 actions, really powerful for the dolphin. It's going to use its last action to swim away, back out into the water. Homunculus is going to fly just above the water here. Use 2 actions to ready its jaw bite. Dolphin going in for ramming speed once again, triggering the reaction, the jaw attack from the homunculus. That's a critical hit with the readied action, 8 damage to the dolphin. Poison loaded up. Dolphin makes it save by 1, but Dolphin's snout attack goes off. Misses by 6, even with the +1 from ramming speed. Is going to swim back out to safety. Homunculus going to sit tight, using 1 action to reload the poison, 2 actions to ready another jaw bite. Dolphin at ramming speed. Captain, look! Jaws miss from the homunculus. Snout misses from the dolphin just by 1. Repeating the tango of flying and swimming and jaws and snouts. Homunculus poison still locked and loaded. It's going to use 2 actions to fly up, 1 action to use jaws. Misses by 4. Dolphin can do ramming speed, swimming out and in for that attack bonus. Misses. Swimming out to safety. Its best chance is to get that ramming attack off because it has that bonus. Homunculus gives chase. Misses by 1. You know the drill. Dolphin out and in. Misses. They can't hit each other. It's like a joust. Swimming back out after that whiff. Who will get the first hit off? Homunculus does critical hit, 4 damage to the dolphin. Dolphin fails the save against the poison. Just 1 damage on the roll, but is enfeebled. Swimming out and in at ramming speed. Hits! 7 damage with that. It's anyone's game. Homunculus has to make that fortitude save. Fails, is slowed. Dolphin gets to swim away to safety. Makes it save against the poison. Things are looking up for the dolphin. Homunculus, though, can play it quite safe, going up into the air with 1 action, reloading its poison with the next action, getting to recover from that slow. Dolphin going to swim down and just wait, readying its attack with 2 actions. Homunculus swooping in. Dolphin's attack goes off. Homunculus right into the jaws, misses from the dolphin. Homunculus, can you end it? Miss. Going for 1 more hit here. Critical hit to the dolphin. Homunculus moves on. Last 2 combatants. Can anyone defeat the homunculus and his poison-loaded jaws? An Orc Scrapper. Orc Scrapper has some tricks up his sleeves. He has that orc ferocity, making it hard to kill him. He also has javelins ready to throw. Orc Scrapper goes first. 1 action move up. 2 actions ready a javelin throw. Homunculus flying forward and up into the air to safety, or so he thinks. No, he is safe. 5 feet out of range from the javelin. That's your lucky day. But Orc Scrapper's going to take a step forward, get that javelin off, miss just by 1. Going to use his last action to draw its second javelin. Homunculus swooping in with 2 actions, has to descend a bit of a way, but it's all worth it if he can get the poison off. Misses by 3. Orc Scrapper seizes the moment, Knuckle Dagger coming out. Critical hit, 12 damage. Second attack hits, 9 damage. The Orc Scrapper just obliterates the homunculus in the first real round of melee combat. Orc Scrapper moves on. Oh, this is just perfect. Orc Scrapper versus Ort. Orc versus Ort. The Ort has his work cut out for him. He has no real tricks besides being really subservient to devils. It's not going to help you here, buddy. But he might surprise us. Let's see. Orc Scrapper goes first, stepping forward and readying that javelin attack with 2 actions. Ort just lumbers forward, slithering pathetically. But I'm always rooting for the underdog. I have hope, Scrapper 1 step forward, next action javelin, hits 9 damage, falling back with his last action. Ort finally closes the distance with 2 actions, goes for that claw attack, hits 4 damage. Knuckle Dagger from the Orc, 4 damage, only doing 1 to the Ort because the Ort is resistant to physical damage. Second action to back up, third action to pull out its javelin. Ort continuing its attack, hits 5 damage. The Knuckle Dagger hits for 9 damage, max damage roll, 6 total to the Ort. It's close here, it's close. Backing up against the arena wall, throwing the javelin he pulled out, miss by just 1. Ort cornering the Orc. Critical hit, 12 damage. The Ort is our champion for level 0. Wait, not so fast. Orc ferocity is triggered. The Orc is still standing. He goes up to 1 HP, but his wounded value goes up. The Ort has 1 action left. Can it finish it here? Miss! The Orc Scrapper has to bring it home. He can't hold on much longer. Hit! 5 damage, but only 2 total. This is crazy. Miss on the second attack. Miss on the third attack. It's just a slugfest now. Hit with the claw. 3 damage, but don't listen to that dying tooltip. He's still standing. Ort has 2 more actions though. Hit! 3 damage, but don't listen to that tooltip once again. He's still standing. Wait, no he's not. That was his reaction. It's over. At last, at long last, after slugging it out, the Ort is our level 0 champion. Well, I certainly didn't expect this, and I hope you enjoyed the journey as much as I have. Our level 0 champion, the Ort. Victory! Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more battles, subscribe, and feel free to leave any suggestions down below. Take care.